So remember back in late September of 2023 when Donald Trump went to that non-union shop, Drake Enterprises, while President Biden was standing on the picket line with union workers, and Donald Trump staged this event and pretended he was speaking to union workers, but he was at a non-union shop and he gave people signs who weren't union workers that said union workers for Trump, and they were holding that up to put on this whole scene to pretend that union workers were supporting him there. Remember that? Well, now we are learning as we're digging through Donald Trump's FEC filings with some outrageous expenditures. I'll talk about some of those other ones in a moment. But as it relates to Drake Enterprises, Donald Trump paid them, the non-union shop, $20,000 to pretend that they were a union shop so that he could stage this event acting like he was speaking to the United Auto Workers while telling them that they are bargaining for the wrong things and that they don't know what they are doing. Remember all of this? Now we're learning he paid the non-union shop $20,000 to stage this scene, this completely fake, bogus scene. Just to refresh your recollection, let me just play this clip of Donald Trump when he spoke at this non-union shop. Here, play it right now.
In other words, your current negotiations don't mean as much as you think. I mean, I watch you out there with the pickets, but I don't think you're picketing for the right thing. But if they...
This was just posted on MidasTouch.com. Trump campaign pays $20,000 to fake a union rally. The truth always comes out in the financial disclosures. Pause there for just a moment, because the truth does come out in these financial disclosures. Donald Trump paying nearly $60 million in legal fees from his political action committee money, from donor money. Melania Trump paying $368,000 of donor money to her stylist. Yes, the wife of a purported billionaire spending $368,000 from Mr. and Mrs. MAGA donating to Trump's campaign. That's going to Melania's hairdresser and stylist. $1.7 million to Donald Trump's private jet. $155,000 to Waltine Nauta, Donald Trump's co-defendant. And now we also learn $20,000 to fake a union rally. Here's our story. When President Joe Biden became the first president to join a picket line this past September for the United Auto Workers, the Trump campaign scrambled to do something to counter the move. Michigan is a critical state for both campaigns, and when auto workers went on strike last fall, Biden made it clear that he was on the side of the workers. And for that, he was recently rewarded with the United Auto Worker endorsement. What did Donald Trump do? He did what he always does. Used money and stagecraft to create the illusion of substance while doing absolutely nothing to help anyone. We saw this same production with the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, where Trump flew in for a photo op, passed out expired waters from one of his resorts, and had a few pallets of Goya beans from his friend flown in. Now we learn from recent FEC filings from his political action committee that he did the same thing during the auto workers' strike. The Trump campaign paid Drake Enterprises, a non-union auto parts shop in Clinton Township, $20,000 to stage a fake event with people holding up union members for Trump signs behind him to make him look like he was holding a rally with union auto workers on strike. During the rally, he rambled nonsense that if he wasn't elected, the entire American auto industry was going to move to China. Reporters interviewing attendees at the rally learned that virtually none of the people holding signs belonged to any union. They were just told to stand behind Trump while he spoke and hold up these signs. Some participants interviewed said that they did not see any striking workers in attendance, and now we learn this entire thing was a paid-for fake production from the Trump campaign, just like everything else they do. This from Michigan GOP Watch. Trump paid a non-union shop in Clinton Township $20,000 to pretend that he was addressing the United Auto Workers. This from Jonathan Osting. He has the financials right there showing the $20,000 that was paid. Let me show you this other part of Donald Trump's speech right here, where he pretends at the non-union plant giving this speech where he says and pretends he's speaking to union workers, saying that hopefully your leaders at the UAW will endorse Donald Trump. Here, play this clip.
But we will stop him. Hopefully your leaders at United Auto Workers will endorse Donald Trump.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, as the new years progress, we get obsessed with how to change ourselves instead of just expanding on what we're already doing right. Now, maybe you finally organized one part of your space and you want to tackle another. Or maybe you're taking your supplements every morning and now you want to actually eat breakfast too. Well, therapy, it helps you find your strengths so you can ditch the extreme resolutions and make changes that really stick. Now, I've personally benefited from therapy myself. Therapy is helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. And it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma, it's for everyone because what you're going through matters. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Celebrate the progress you've already made. Visit betterhelp.com/Midas today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Midas.
And then later, Donald Trump gave a speech. We're saying he went to this Michigan plant to save the United Auto Workers. Play this clip.
In fact, I went up to Michigan to save the United Auto Workers from their union because their union was negotiating a terrible thing doing, a terrible thing. They were negotiating hourly wages, but they weren't talking about the electric vehicles because they can have all the wages they want, but in 2 years they're not going to have a job if they go with this mandate that they...
Well, actually, it was President Biden who did the hard work, actually did things to help United Auto Workers and workers in general, while Donald Trump has spent his entire career to try to harm workers. This right here is the United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain talking about what went down. Play this clip.
Now here's what Trump did to help the American auto worker in our 2023 historic stand-up strike now that he's running for president. He went to a non-union plant, invited by the boss, and trashed our union. That's right. And here is what Joe Biden did during our stand-up strike. He heard the call, and he stood up, and he showed up. He joined us in solidarity on the picket line for the first time in our nation's history. A sitting president has ever done that. He said on live national TV that the big three, and I quote, should go further to ensure that record corporate profits mean record contracts for the UAW and the workers. So that's a choice we face. It's not about who you like. It's not about your party. It's not this bullshit about age. It's not about anything but our best shot at taking back power for the working class.
This is President Biden speaking to actual union workers this past week in Michigan. Play the clip.
First of all, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, that old expression in a little town I grew up in Delaware called Claymont, Delaware. You all are the ones that brung me to the dance. And I never left you. I never left you. To me, it's a basic thing, and I mean this sincerely. You know, Wall Street didn't build the middle class. Labor built the middle class, and the middle class built the country.
And here at that same event where President Biden was speaking to the auto workers in Michigan, here's United Auto Worker President Shawn Fain talking about who's been there for labor. Play this clip.
And you guys know, I don't have to spell this out for you because all of you know this, but this is our message going forward. We know who's been there for labor, and we sure as hell know who wasn't. It's a very clear choice in this election. It's a very simple choice for all of us in this election. You know what the hell is going to happen if this man's not president, because we've seen what happened. Labor went backwards. Working class people went backwards. The poor went backwards. Everybody suffered. So this is our shot. This is our time. This is our mission from this day forward. We're going to fight like hell, and we're going to ensure that Joe Biden's the next president so that the working class keeps moving forward. So with that,
here's an interview where Shawn Fain talked about how it's a pretty easy decision when it comes to who we're going to support. Play this clip.
First off, thanks for having me, Caitlin. And, look, I'm very confident an overwhelming majority of our members will vote for President Biden in the upcoming election. Especially just given the stark contrast. I mean, the one thing we've done throughout my presidency is we deal with facts. And with our contract campaign in the Big Three, with that fight, with the strikes, we put the facts out there. And when you look at the facts in this presidential election with the two leading candidates, you couldn't have a more stark contrast. I mean, you have President Biden, who has a lifetime of serving others and standing with workers and with the working class. And you have President Trump, who has a lifetime of serving himself and standing against everything the working class is for. He serves the billionaire class. And so it's when you look at the track record of the two and the body of work they've done, particularly with auto in particular, it's a simple decision for us on where we think we should go.
So folks, keep digging into those financial records right there. We'll keep doing that here at Midas Touch Network as well. And thanks to all of the other sleuths out there who have been bringing a lot of these things to light. I'm Ben Mycelis. This is the Midas Touch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 3 million subscribers. And have a great day.
Relinquish what remains of the Allspark.
So who's the insect? You? What? Who's the insect?
Protect you. They were defeated on our world, and we will defeat them here.
This was just a diversion. Security, please bring up. Rabbit, she's already inside. Deeds! Give me an update on that reserve. Boss readiness. What was his name? What was it?
Evac, sir.
Right, evac.
She's right in front.
We are facing a heavy sustained attack. They appear to be after the Allspark. General! Need this immediately. Hold on. National security advisory. Stay down. Check it out. The failed the mission operations. The amateurs for suicide mission.